Now let's go into our line of defense hot take. This week we witnessed in the sports world, we're gonna go NFL today, okay? So in the NFL, we have Shedeur Sanders not being named quarterback number 2. Ever since this kid has been into the draft, there's been headlines in regards to why is he not playing? Why hasn't the Cleveland Browns put him in to be the starter or X, Y, Z? We don't know. All right, so first and foremost, I'm only giving my expertise because I've been in the NFL. I've understood how the system and programs and how different programs work, but this is just my opinion. In regards to Shedeur, I think that Shedeur, you look at his resume, because we can only go based off his resume. He had one good preseason game, and he had one bad preseason game, right? The one bad preseason game he had, people who love Shedeur say, hey, he was out there playing with nobody. People who disagree with Shedeur, they say it was a bad game. It was just a poor game. From an athletic perspective, I believe that Shedeur Sanders is in a position where he made his own bed. Let's just go back to how all of this happened. Majority of the reason why this situation is as big is because of his father. Nothing against Dion, nothing against him being his father, but there's hope of the son being as great as the father. When Dion came out, his mother wasn't like saying how great her son was. She was just working, doing what she had to do. Dion proved to us how great he was over time. Shedeur has always carried himself as if he was more than what he actually was. I don't have a problem with that, but a lot of people who make the decisions in regards to signing his check do. I think as far as a quarterback, the ideal quarterback is for a guy to come in, love football, wants to do nothing but play football all day, wants nothing to do but learn football all day, play hard, be able to pick defenses apart, and be successful and bring a team success in regards to offensively. I think Shedeur has done a great job in prepping. I think Shedeur has done a good job in being a pro. However, I think he made some costly decisions. If we go back and we look at his college career, has Shedeur did anything off the charts that will make you say, hey, this guy right here deserves to lead an NFL team to a Super Bowl? No. Did he throw a lot and get a lot of yards and pass? Yes. If you look at that system, if you look at his coach, which is his dad, it was operated and set up for him to actually be successful with throwing the ball because they're going to make sure that he gets his numbers. The issue with that is he's only played with his father all his life. He hasn't necessarily had that coaching experience where you get cut from this team or you have to go to another team or you move from this city to another city where you got to play with another coach that may not be a fan of you or may like you. That's some of the things that I believe that Shedeur needed to endure to be able to be the quarterback that he thinks he is or the quarterback that he projects himself to be. I think with the Cleveland Browns, what they see is a guy that loves the game of football, but we're seeing that the GM and the head coach doesn't agree with where you should put him at. Now, for people who don't know, GMs, they put people on rosters. They're responsible for actually getting players on rosters. Coaches are responsible for getting players to play. I think that when Shedeur threw a party for not being drafted in the first round, I think that hurt him. I think that how he carried himself in the media, wearing jewelry at the combine, I think all these things played a part in coaches not actually liking him. Not that anything is wrong with it. I just think that's just played a part. When you look around the NFL, when you looked at the combine, when you looked at these different things, nobody else was doing it. When you go back in time, nobody else has done it. So I ain't gonna say nobody, because I'm sure there was one or two, there was a few, but the majority has never done it that way. So I think Shedeur will end up being quarterback 3 continuously this year. I think he may get an opportunity somewhere down the line of the end of the season. They get an opportunity, but I don't know if he's prepared and ready. I do know that what people are not saying is that there's a lot of great quarterbacks that played behind a quarterback and became great. You look at Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith. You look at Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo. Like these, these are not just like nuances or once in a lifetime things. There's a system, there's a factor that can help Shedeur become great. And it doesn't have to mean that he has to play this year, but there's an opportunity for him to actually learn the game of football, which I propose all rookies do. Have a learning curve where they're not asked to be a superstar, but they're actually asked to learn the game of football at the pro level so they can have the best opportunity to succeed. This is another hot take by your host, Quinn Coples on the Line Defense podcast. Until the next take, I see you soon. Peace.